Hello YouTube, this is the Redux News. This will be my first video, but many will be coming after. If you guys have not already heard, the INF treaty that the United States had with Russia, we have now formally withdrawn from. If you do not know what that is, it is the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty. It was signed by the US President Ronald Reagan and Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev in 1987. It banned missiles with ranges between 500 and 5,500 kilometers, which is 310 to 3,400 miles. It was a Cold War era pact, obviously between Russia and the United States, which we have now just formally pulled out of. But I mean, we've been going through this for a couple of years now, because back in 2014, Washington has accused Moscow of violating its commitment to not produce or possess or flight test a ground-launched cruise missile, which is a GLCM, having a range prohibited under the INF Treaty. The Trump administration later identified the missile as the 9M729. In 2017, the Pentagon alleged that Russia had began fielding the missile. Moscow has denied both charges and accused the United States of violating the treaty, most notably by deploying missile defense interceptor platforms in Eastern Europe that Russia claims could be used for offensive purposes. Diplomatic efforts to resolve the compliance dispute has been limited and unsuccessful. And this was right from armscontrolassociation.org. But I mean, we got documents on documents about this. July 31st, 2019, U.S. withdraws from INF Treaty August 2nd. Move will undermine U.S. security. And that's what it's all about, folks. It's mostly for the United States to push their agenda. I mean, they've been pushing Russia to the edge for years now. As you've seen, we're putting our defense systems right on their border. It was going to come either way. But now we have formally withdrawn from it. I mean, back in 2017, we already denied that we weren't even going to follow suit with anything that treaty involved. And now the only thing that's going to come from this, basically, is another arms race. Right here, USA Today. This was published August 2nd, 2019. The end of the Reagan-era INF Treaty could start a U.S.-Russia arms race, critics say. Furthermore, Washington, an era in arms control ended Friday with a formal unraveling of the 1987 Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, INF. The U.S. suspended compliance with the landmark agreement, which restricted missiles launches from both countries in February. As I said, this has been going on for a long time, but now it's just formally been ended. The beginning of a 6-month formal withdrawal process, which expired Friday. By pulling out of the INF Treaty, this only leaves us with a new start, as the only bilateral nuclear arms agreement between the U.S. and Russia. If President Trump pulls out of that treaty as well, or allows it to lapse, it will be the first time since 1972 that the two countries will be operating without any mutual constraints on their nuclear forces. Now you may be asking, what is the new start? The new start is the Nuclear Arms Reduction Treaty between the United States and the Russian Federation, with the formal name of Measures for the Further Reduction and Limitation of Strategic Offensive Arms. It was signed on April 8, 2010 in Prague, and after ratification entered into force on February 5, 2011. It's only open until 2026. Well, this basically sums up what the INF Treaty was all about and what is left, which is the new start. Hopefully we don't go into another Cold War. Let's just hope for the best, guys. This is the Redux News. Thank you for watching.